Here are the horoscopes for the week of the 23rd to the 29th of October 2023. So we're coming out of the month of Libra, having had a chance to balance the outer, the inner, the masculine, the feminine, the head, the heart, bring things into a state of equilibrium and do some autumn cleansing. And now the month of Scorpio begins with the Sun moving into Scorpio on Monday. Mercury also moves into Scorpio and Mars is already in Scorpio. So we have a trinity of planets in the deep water sign of Scorpio that we were discussing last week. So some more about Scorpio. It's a very magnetic water sign. And what we learn here is that we attract what we're feeling. But this can actually be on the subconscious level. Anything that we've repressed becomes deeply magnetic. So with Scorpio being the sign that transmutes, takes things from base to crown, alchemizes, then we can see, especially with Mars, one of the rulers of Scorpio, in this sign, this is going to be a month of transmutation, of raising our power, of putting our control where it's actually beneficial, because Scorpio is often described as the use or abuse of power. When we take that inwards, then we've got the power for some very deep healing this month. It's a brave sign, so to go into those subconscious waters and find out what we're repressing, rather than pushing things down, only to have them attract to us more in the future, takes a certain level of honesty and integrity. So when harnessed properly, the energy of Scorpio can be profoundly transformative. But this has to work from the inside out. So as we're coming out of the month of Libra, we should have recalibrated our relationship with self, other and source. Then this could be a cleansing of deep relationship issues that we're still holding on to. These can be things like possessiveness or obsession, trying to control or project onto others, the deeper, darker side of what relationships bring out in ourselves. When we're raising our power from base to crown, then there's a transpersonal aspect to this. So if we look at a word like identity, the entity of the id, that's the lower self, you can see that a lot of problems actually come from the lower self personality, and the personality taking itself too seriously. There's a separation, me and other. That person did that to me, that person made me feel. But part of this alchemical elevation is to rise above that lower self, to rise above that view of separation, victimhood and being attacked from the outside, and to step into our power and control when we realise it's actually our view of self, our perspective and our ability to change that makes our lives more harmonious. So some very deep waters there with the Trinity in Scorpio, Sun and Mercury together on Monday, moving into this sign, and then we head towards the full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus on Saturday. This is at 5 degrees Taurus, and Mercury will meet with Mars. Those two will be moving together. So when a full moon comes along, it can often pull things up from the inside, from the subconscious, up for cleansing, as the Sun is opposite the moon. And Taurus is the opposite sign to Scorpio. So this can be a more comfortable feeling, as Taurus is about presence, appreciation, gratitude, and the heart centre, providing a bit of comfort and sanctuary in this most intense of months. 5 degrees is where you're looking in your chart, and this is at 21:14 UK time. So we have the Moon and Jupiter, and further along Uranus, all in Taurus. So there's 3 planets in Scorpio, 3 planets opposite in Taurus, and this is really heart expanding and also liberating. So clearing away some of the things that have been dwelling in the heart, making us heavy-hearted, and stepping into our personal freedom, also allowing others their personal freedom, with Uranus in the mix as well. So for relationships going forward, 2 unique individual souls, finding the shared ground, finding their harmonic frequencies and flowing together, is a much better new template than the possessive, the controlling, the taking things too personally, too seriously, and all the damage that the old relationship template has done. So there is chance for some real healing and elevation at this time, taking our power back to the centre, realising if we want to see change on the outside, be the change on the inside, taking responsibility for raising our own energy, realising that real control is being responsible for our own vibration, transmission, and not blaming and projecting on others. Then these 6 planets in combination this week do actually have a lot of reward on offer if we can work with their energies in a steadfast and resolute manner. And with Pluto, the ruler of Scorpio, now direct, we are on the forward path into the dark to come back out into the light in the month of Aquarius. So we can see this is perfect timing. We're just clearing up some of the remnants and residue that we've been holding on to really be able to liberate ourselves and enjoy a healthy value of self, others, and life itself. So if you'd like to see where this is happening for you, I am available, zoehind7@gmail.com. I offer readings, coaching and tuition, all using your personal chart and customised to suit your needs. I post these videos on my YouTube, zoeastro, and links on my Instagram, zoehind7, and Facebook, astrozo. So a very intense week, 3 planets in Scorpio, alchemizing, transforming, deeply cleansing, a full moon with 2 other planets in Taurus, bringing us back to the heart centre and the present moment, providing the self-love and presence as a welcome contrast, and heading towards Samhain or Halloween early next week, when we can complete this process and rebirth ourselves for a new cycle. So wishing you a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week.